Coming up on News Live at 6, new updates on the Syracuse Aquarium, when it is expected to be completed after weeks of major reconstruction.
Plus, the company College Prince had a pop-up sale here at SU. Our reporter Sophia DeStasso has the story.
And new budget cuts proposed at SUNY ESF, what it could mean for both staff and faculty. All that and more. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome into News Live at 6 for this Tuesday. I'm Isabella Galan.
And I'm Breslin. Thanks for joining us.
So we have past Sunday, this company called College Prince had a pop-up sale here at SU. Our reporter Sophia DeStasso has the story.
How much are they? They're $15.
From Colgate to Syracuse, one business owner is making her mark with a pop-up sale of her work.
For everything you see here, I made for Colgate at first. And then I kind of decided I could expand to different schools. Some of my friends from high school or just through life have asked me to make them for their schools. So I decided to make them for Syracuse.
By day, Colgate graduate Louisa Thompson works a 9-to-5. But off the clock, she turned her love for art into something more.
I recently saw something today that was like, turn your hobby into a business. And I don't necessarily know if I see it more as like a really fun hobby. And I think that's allowed it to grow kind of organically and allowed me to do it for fun.
After seeing Thompson's social media, SU student Ava Fury was excited to check out her prints.
I think they're definitely more like creative, and also the person who designed it like knows what the people want.
From Syracuse to sorority posters, there's a design for everyone.
There's some designs that do better than others, and it's actually really fun to see which designs people will gravitate towards.
SU freshman Sydney Veeler has been looking for personalized decor for her room.
I feel like they're definitely more personalized. Like I haven't been able to find like cute Syracuse ones, so I think that's special.
For Thompson, it's less about the name on the poster and more about the impact it leaves behind.
Someone today told me I should put my name on them, but I don't actually think I want to. I think it's really fun to have unique posters for a school. Sometimes on Etsy or just online, you can't find something super niche to your school, and I like having something that brings out individuality of every school. So I think Syracuse and Colgate, I was able to do that.
As students keep discovering her work, Thompson says that's reward enough. Reporting for CitrusTV News, I'm Sophia DeStasso.
Sophia, thank you so much. I mean, it looked beautiful right there, but unfortunately, that's not the weather that we had today, Jackson, wasn't it?
We've had so much nice weather lately. It's been so beautiful
I think we
out.
jinxed it.
And we might have. But, you know, there is one constant in all this changing weather, and that's the fact that our Roman Verna is outside
He's still
live
there.
right now. He's still out there, rain or shine. And right now, Roman, tell us a little bit about the weather.
Yeah, guys, well, if you asked me this morning what the weather would be, I'd say, you know, we saw that rain when you wake up, and we'd expect that throughout the day, but it's kind of been an interesting day, because right now, it was clear just moments ago, but we actually have some clouds rolling in from behind the camera right now, all the way down just by the dome there. So it's going to be interesting. We're probably going to expect a little more rain right now, but what we saw earlier today was some light cloud cover, a little bit of sun causing the humidity to rise. And that's going to give us the 75 degrees that we see right now. But moving into the temperatures later tonight, it's going to get back into those high 60s and wean down as we go towards the 3 a.m. hour. And as tomorrow comes into play, we're going to see a lot of heavy fog. So watch out on your commute if you're driving or even walking in or taking the bus, because that heavy fog is going to make for some interesting commute conditions. That's all I have for now, guys.
Thank you, Roman. The city of Syracuse is hosting a series of public workshops to help residents understand climate change and take steps to lower their greenhouse gas emissions. The public meetings are focusing on topics like energy efficiency, transportation, and the role of trees in combating the heat island effect. Now, that's where urban temperatures are higher than in surrounding rural areas. There will be 3 events in October, including heat islands and urban tree canopy on Thursday, October 4th, energy use and efficiency on the 16th, and transportation and smart growth on the 30th. Information about all of these workshops can be found on the city's website.
Debt issues at a nearby university are causing drastic changes. SUNY ESF, which sits right next to Syracuse University, is making major cuts to stay afloat.
Our Alex Burstein is on the SUNY campus. Alex, what are some of the changes people can expect?
Yeah, guys, these cuts are going to range everything from staff positions being eliminated, even up to tuition being raised for students out of state. This plan started back in August when a financial stability plan was released to faculty. They're trying to ease some deficit that have been lasting for the last couple of years, but it really took place last week at the Board of Trustees meeting where they did some of the actual details, and this is including a lot of cuts. We'll take a closer look at them here. Up to 38 staff positions expected to be eliminated over the next 5 years. These are just full-time staff, and it is because over the last 10 years, 14% increase in staff, only a 1% increase for students. They're trying to balance it out a little bit. But there's some other big cuts coming as well. We're looking at the athletic programs that are threatening to be losing a ton of money over the next 5 years or so. And you can even look at things like the tuition for out-of-state students becoming a lot higher over the next few years. This is a very competitive school, but these science programs are not cheap, and they're trying to increase the amount of money coming in to balance out this deficit. This has led to a lot of concern from students. Student Assembly President Daniel Vera spoke at the ESF Board of Trustees meeting last week. Here's what he had to say.
We feel that our quality of education might be on the rocks. Obviously, with some of the things going on with GA cuts, things going on with overall staff reduction cuts, which may be necessary, are still alerting to many students. And we are committed to fighting for that and ensuring that our education can remain as stable as possible.
Well, let's take a closer look at these numbers and how ESF got into this situation. Last year, the deficit at $5 million, not great, but it was even worse in the years before it, maxing out in 2023 at an $8 million budget deficit for the public university. These numbers all add up. It's not like it resets at the end of each year, and officials have said that by 2030, the budget deficit could combine to be over $50 million if these numbers did not change. Because of this, these numbers hope to be dropped over the next 5 years or so through these different programs. Will all the changes get passed? It's still to be seen, but we'll keep a close eye on it here at Citrus TV News. But back to you guys for now.
Thank you so much, Alex. Well, new details surrounding Ryan Ruth, the man accused of attempting to assassinate President Donald Trump during a round of golf at Trump International Golf Club last September. Ruth was found guilty on all 5 counts of attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate, assaulting a federal police officer, possession of a firearm in furtherance of a crime of violence, and weapons violations. 2 of those charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison.
The latest on a major construction in Syracuse, the aquarium is on track to be finished by this coming July after significant progress was made over the past few weeks. Now, the new addition will bring both visitors and revenue to the city, and the cost for construction ranged around $100 million. Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon says conversations about the naming rights are happening right now to ensure the aquarium has a name by opening day. Home care workers across New York State are getting an extension to complete a mandatory health exam. The workers have previously been required to complete a new screening by October 1st. Now, this extension mandates that an appointment be scheduled by October 1st, but the exam itself can be set for a later date. These screenings are now being given at a variety of locations, one of them being in Syracuse.
38-year-old Syracuse man is in custody for his alleged role in a shooting late last month in the town of Gettys. Wilfredo Lopez Ramos is facing 4 felony crimes and a misdemeanor for menacing. Of the 4 victims shot, 3 were released from the hospital while the other remains under medical care. Authorities say the shooting stemmed from an ongoing dispute at a party in the Lakeside Fire Department rec hall. Gettys police say the investigation is still ongoing.
Billionaire philanthropist Mackenzie Scott has donated $70 million to the United Negro College Fund, the nation's largest private provider of scholarships to minority students. The gift is one of Scott's largest single donations ever and among the first to be publicly disclosed this year. The UNCF president and CEO, Dr. Michael Lomax, said Scott's donation would be used for UNCF's pooled endowment, helping stabilize HBCU budgets and increase their individual endowments. This all comes as a part of a $1 billion fundraising effort to help HBCUs address the funding disparity they face compared to other colleges and universities.
Syracuse International Film Festival is moving to Madison County this year to present the Sophia Award, a Lifetime Achievement Award recognizing outstanding contributions to filmmaking. Michelle DiBernardo, executive director of the film festival, says the town of Cazenovia was chosen to showcase Madison County as a creative hub. Central New York's Stephen Baldwin will receive the Sophia Award for his work as an actor, director, and producer. Doors open for the festival Friday, October 17th at Catherine Cummins Theater.
Now looking to the latest from late nights. While Jimmy Kimmel is no longer suspended, Syracuse residents won't be able to watch his show. That's because Nexstar, which owns local ABC affiliate News Channel 9, confirmed this morning that it will not air the show despite the lifted suspension. Nexstar released a statement saying, quote, "We made a decision last week to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live following what ABC referred to as Mr. Kimmel's, quote, ill-timed and insensitive comments made last Monday about a man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk," end quote. This comes as Sinclair Broadcast Group, another local owner of local affiliates, announced yesterday they would not broadcast Kimmel's show as well. Together, Nexstar and Sinclair control more than 20% of ABC's local affiliates.
New York lawmakers are trying to become the third state in the U.S. to pass a law rejecting anonymous reports of child abuse. Under the new law, callers to the state hotline could be required to provide their name and contact information. The bill does have bipartisan support. However, there are concerns the new law would have a chilling effect on legitimate reports. While callers may be required to disclose their name, their information would remain confidential and could only be disclosed in rare cases if ordered by a judge. Governor Kathy Hochul has until the end of the year to sign or veto the bill.
Coming up after the break, new requirements from the White House for Iranian diplomats in the U.S., including where they shop.
And at the United Nations General Assembly, President Trump digs even deeper into his promises to Israel. All this and more when we return.
Rolling.
Sound is speeding.
Can you slow that down, please? This is 28-1.
28-1.
You're watching CitrusTV News Live at 6 with Isabella Galan, Jackson Breslin, and Roman Verna. And now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. The Trump administration is now requiring visiting and stationed Iranian diplomats to get approval from the State Department before shopping in stores like Costco while in New York City. This comes as diplomats from all over the world have started filing in for the UN General Assembly, which started yesterday.
The U.S. Department of State said, quote, "We will not allow the Iranian regime to allow its clerical elites to have a shopping spree in New York while the Iranian people endure poverty, crumbling infrastructure, and dire shortages of water and electricity," end quote.
I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. In America, we've taken bold action to swiftly shut down uncontrolled migration. Once we started detaining and deporting everyone who crossed the border, and removing illegal aliens from the United States, they simply stopped coming. They're not coming anymore. We're getting a lot of credit, but they're not coming anymore.
Assembly. That was a statement from President Trump earlier today during his hour-long speech. The president spoke on the war in Gaza, calling out the countries who recognize a Palestinian state as a, quote, reward for Hamas.
Now, Trump was also critical of other nations' immigration policies and blamed the UN over what he considers ineffectiveness on foreign conflicts, claiming he has ended multiple wars without the UN's help. Despite his criticism of the UN, Trump told the Secretary General the United States was behind the UN, quote, 100%, following his speech.
Prior to the UN meeting, Secret Service says it has dismantled a large stockpile of equipment in the New York area capable of knocking out cellular networks. The agency described the discovery of more than 300 co-located SIM servers and 100,000 SIM cards as a, quote, imminent threat to the agency's protective operations.
Now, because of the timing, location, and potential for disruptions to New York's telecommunications, the Secret Service moved quickly. However, there is currently no specific indication that the network was a direct threat to the UN meeting.
And the Supreme Court is considering expanding President Trump's power to shape independent agencies. The court also allowed Trump to fire Rebecca Slaughter, a Democratic member of the Federal Trade Commission.
It's the latest firing the court allowed in recent months. Justices are expected to hear arguments in December over whether to overturn a 90-year-old ruling known as Humphrey's executor. Now that says presidents cannot fire the appointed leaders of the alphabet soup federal agencies without cause.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that infection rates from drug-resistant nightmare bacteria rose almost 70% between 2019 and 2023. Bacteria with the resistant gene was once only linked to a small number of patients who received medical care overseas. Now the rate of U.S. cases has increased fivefold.
It's likely many people are unrecognized carriers of the drug-resistant bacteria, which could lead to community spread. CDC Director Mariah Walters says that infections long considered routine and easy to treat, like urinary tract infections, could become chronic problems.
When we come back, our Roman Verna will have your 5-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
Welcome back to this week's episode of the Sideline Squeeze. I'm Victoria Daly.
And I'm Lindsay Aarons.
Jumping right into Thursday night football, the Commanders took on the Eagles last night, 3-0 the last 3 games. Virginia Tech is coming to the Dome tomorrow.
Fran Brown has just totally changed the culture of Syracuse football for the better.
September 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, we have a big fight card. Mikey, it's Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga.
The Eagles completely clicked on all cylinders in this second half.
Let's go to the finals predictions. What are you thinking?
I'm going Liberty and Sun, and I'm going Liberty taking it home this year.
On Bones Jones really kept his heavyweight here. I mean, a pure dominant TKO.
With November comes playoff time for women's soccer. That means the ACC tournament is in full swing, and the NWSL playoffs are not too far behind.
She's dominant in the paint. She scores in the paint. We know that she's aggressive. She littles everybody. But what does the perimeter look like?
It was a solid season for the Orange. I mean, like you said, 13-7 on the season, 4-4 in conference play.
You got Cameron Breen, you got Rakia Jackson. You just need somebody at that guard spot that's a little thin in that area. That could be a dangerous trio in the WNBA.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Look now at your full 5-day forecast here. We can see that rain that we saw this morning is going to start to continue all the way through Friday. Tomorrow, that's probably not going to be till night, and then Thursday is where we're going to see that big washout that we're going to see. But temperature-wise, it's still going to be about 75 with the low of only 63, but that humidity is going to be something to keep an eye out for. Friday, we're going to see the morning rain from Thursday night come into play, and then by Saturday and Sunday, especially for that game day right there, it looks pretty nice with a nice high of 74 for that Duke game and for Parents Weekend. Now moving into your radar, as I mentioned, this rain is going to start to come through. We can look at it right now. You can see we're in that gap, and as that bands come through and they start to separate, that's when we're going to see, Saturday come into play, and that's where we're going to see another gap in the rain. Guys?
Well, thank you, Roman. Not ready for that. Gray skies coming in all week long. But, well, Parents Weekend is almost here, but Marshall Street may be looking a little different. Citrus TV's Benjamin Lefkowitz has more on change in merchandise.
The calm before the storm. Parents Weekend is just days away. But this year, there's a twist. The iconic t-shirt world closed last October, and parents will see the construction of Haraz Coffee House, a new Yemeni-style shop set to open in the foreseeable future. First time in 28 years, Mike Tice stands alone. After the closing of T-Shirt World last fall, this Parents Weekend is going to be huge for business.
I tend to focus on my own business. You know, he was a competitor, and I wasn't worried about him. It's like I just focus on my own business. Like, he can do his own thing. It's nice that he's gone, and we're going to be busy regardless.
Taking down Clemson in Death Valley for the first time in program history, Syracuse football welcomes Duke to the Dome for a sellout crowd.
Regardless of who we're playing or how the team is doing, Parents Weekend is always one of the busiest weekends of the fall. So it's going to be extra busy this year, of course, because the team's doing well and the game's sold out, so it's going to be crazy.
There's a new addition to Manny's, a Slam magazine shirt, which includes a picture of Kyan Anthony and his father, Carmelo, who was recently inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame. For Citrus TV News, I'm Benjamin Lefkowitz.
Coming up next on sports, there's a new man under center for Syracuse football. I'll tell you more about it after the break.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hi, my name is Sadie Miller.
My name is Luke Brady. I go by St. Luke.
So this one I started with this guitar lick.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Syracuse football might be 3-1, but there's still a lot of questions. Welcome into sports. I'm Rahill Jaiswall. Saturday's big win over Clemson got overshadowed by a season-ending Achilles injury to quarterback Steve Angeli. With that being said, it's time for backup QB Ricky Collins to step up to the plate. Now, with Angeli leading the nation in passing yards, many were wondering if SU's philosophy on offense would change, maybe get more of a ground game. Well, according to head coach Fran Brown, it's still bombs away.
And with Ricky, Ricky's a passer first, so he just happens to be able to run, but Ricky got an arm. Like, he's not really a runner all the time. That's what people think, but Ricky throw that ball. Like, that's the main thing that we're going to have to get done with Ricky. He likes to throw the ball.
In limited action this season, Collins has completed 50% of his passes for just under 100 yards while throwing 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. SU's next challenge will be an ACC foe Saturday, this Saturday, for Parents' Weekend against Duke. Game time from the Dome is set for noon. And in the NFL, the Jackson Dart era has officially begun in New York. According to an NFL insider, Ian Rappaport, the Giants are benching veteran quarterback Russell Wilson for the 22-year-old rookie from Ole Miss. The Giants currently sit at 0-3 and are coming off a 22-9 loss to the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. In that contest, Wilson only threw for 160 yards while completing 56% of his passes with 2 INTs. Dart has played a couple snaps this season but is yet to throw the ball. The Giants are set to host the 3-0 Chargers this Sunday at 1 o'clock. Now let's move to the Diamond, where the MLB playoff race is heating up. Just 1 week left in the regular season. The New York Yankees host the Chicago White Sox. New York can wrap up a postseason berth with a victory tonight and also try and catch the Toronto Blue Jays for the top spot in the American League. Elsewhere around the MLB, the Mets take on the Cubs down in Chicago. That will be at 7:40. As the playoffs sit right now, the Mets are out on the outside looking in, currently tied with the Cincinnati Reds for that final NL wildcard spot. They'll need to make up some ground if they're to avoid a disastrous season, given that this team was supposed to be a World Series pick at the start of the year.
Rahill joining us on the desk now. I got to get your thoughts on this. I know that the robo-umps are getting called up to the big leagues.
Yes, they are.
What are you thinking about that?
I love it. I think it's great. So for any of you guys that have been to a Syracuse Mets game, they've been experimenting with this in the minor league all year. So basically the system is the pitcher, the catcher, or the manager can challenge a ball or strike call from the umpire. There'll be a review. If they win the challenge, they get to keep it. If they lose it, they'll get rid of it. But it's a good way to limit a lot of managers being thrown out of games, a lot of controversies with strike 3 call. I think it's great. It was only a matter of time before this got implemented into the major leagues.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Now, kind of going back to football.
Yeah.
Syracuse is playing Duke this weekend. It's Parents' Weekend. We got a new QB. A lot of things happening. Are you hopeful for a Syracuse win?
I'm hopeful, mainly just because I don't think this Duke team is the best. I really think there's a very good opportunity. I think this is a perfect chance for Ricky Collins to step in, learn the offense. I know it's obviously so disappointing to hear what's happened to Steve Angeli, but people have to remember that Ricky Collins was originally named the starter way back in the preseason. So head coach Fran Brown clearly sees something in the LSU transfer. So should be a fun one. I'm excited to go to the game, and it's Parents' Weekend too. It'll be a great crowd.
Rahill, thank you so much. After the break, we'll have one last look at your wake-up weather.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for you.
With the end of CSGO and the release of Counter-Strike 2...
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for your easy consumption.
And now taking a look at your wake-up weather. Gonna see some of the same humidity we're seeing now, but some heavy fog is gonna roll in at some 63 temperatures when you wake up and get on your way to class.
Well, Roman, those temperatures aren't great, but you know what is great? It's time for my favorite time of the year, the best week of the year. You guessed it, Isabella. It is Fat Bear Week.
Some of the largest brown bears on Earth live in Katmai National Park in Alaska, and voting is now open for you to choose the fattest one. Now, we all picked who our front runners are. Let's take a look. I'm pretty excited. I picked out Oh, we got Roman's first. Roman,
Yeah.
tell us about your pick.
Well, I had to go with 9'10" there. He's just a big dude. You got to respect that weight.
Yeah, I picked 602. First-time competitor. I'm pretty hopeful.
Well, I think based off of aura alone, I'm going with Chunk. That's my winner for Fat Bear Week.
Okay.
I mean, Chunk was going to be my initial pick, but unfortunately Jackson beat me to the punch there. Here's my pick.
Grazer's a good one.
I just have a good feeling. I just saw something in his eyes that told me that he was going to win, so I'm excited for it.
Absolutely love it. Well, that's all the time we have for you on Citrus TV tonight.
I'm Jackson Breslin. It's Isabella Galan.
Have a great night.